welcome to the channel Study Electronics. Here we can study about different electronic instruments with image and their major use. First one is ammeter. Here is an image of an ammeter. Ammeter is an electronic instrument device used to determine the electric current flowing through a circuit. Next, ammeter measuring current in milliampere range is known as milliammeters. This is an image of an ammeter. Then moving coil ammeter. So this is the representation of a moving coil ammeter. Here is a pointer and there is a permanent magnet, a moving coil and a spring and then two poles, north pole and south pole. So moving coil ammeter are used to measure DC current, direct current. Then moving iron ammeter. Moving iron ammeter as electronic instruments can be used for measuring both direct current and alternating current. So this is a representation of a moving iron ammeter, that is repulsion type. So moving iron is of two different types, attraction type and repulsion type. So this is the repulsion type. This is a pointer and a hairspring and a shaft for the rotation and a cylindrical coil here, and a coil leads to meter terminals. These two are the terminals, and the moving iron vein and a fixed iron vein. This iron is here. Next, altimeter. This is the representation, that is the pictorial representation of a altimeter. Altimeter is an electronic instrument used in an electric circuit to determine the potential difference of voltage between two different points, to use to find the potential difference. So altimeter is of two different types, analog altimeter and digital altimeter. Analog altimeter is a type of altimeter, an electronic instrument with an extra connection of a series resistor, that is high resistance. It consists of a movable coil in a magnetic field. So it consists of a movable coil in it. This is the image of an analog altimeter. Next, digital altimeter. This is the image of a digital altimeter. So digital altimeters can measure both AC and DC measurement with high accuracy. It has high accuracy, and it measures a high voltage up to 1 kilowatt. Main component of a digital altimeter is analog to digital converter, ADC. Next, oscilloscope. This is an image of an oscilloscope, CRO, and here we see the pins and the base and the heater, and a cathode is attached here, and a grid is here, and pre-accelerating anode is here, and focusing anode and accelerating anode here. So this part is known as electron gun, and vertical deflection plate is here and horizontal deflection plate is here. This is aqueduct coating, and this is the electron beam passing through it, and this is the phosphor screen. So we can see the image through the phosphor screen. So oscilloscope is an electronic instrument used to measure constantly varying signal voltages. This instrument will provide a graphical representation of the input signal on its screen. So we can see the graphical representation of the image. Major type is cathode ray oscilloscope, CRO. Next is digital storage oscilloscope. So this is the image of a digital storage oscilloscope, and this is the major block diagram, that is the input signal going to amplifier and a digitizer and a memory and an analyzer circuitry and a waveform reconstruction to cathode ray tube. And here the trigger and a clock which is applied to the time base and a horizontal amplifier. This is the vertical plate and this is the horizontal plate. So digital storage oscilloscope is a digital electronic instrument device used to measure and display the input signals. Will measure, store and display. Digital storage oscilloscope will record the signal digitally into its memory and display it whenever needed. Next is multimeter. This is the image of a multimeter. Multimeter is an instrument used to measure the different electrical parameters like voltage, current and resistance. So this is the image of a multimeter. Here we can see that there is the resistance. Resistance is measured and the voltage is measured and current ampere that is measured here. Next, ECE meter. ECE meter is an electronic instrument measuring device used to measure inductance and capacitance, also mentioned as LCR meter. the impedance of the object is measured, and from its impedance the value, the inductance and capacitance is measured. So first the impedance of the object is measured, and from this impedance we will measure the value of inductance and capacitance. So this is image of an LC meter. Next, Q meter. This is the image of a Q meter. This electronic instrument is used generally to measure the electric properties of capacitors and coil. This process is done by measuring the Q value of the circuit. The formula Q. Q is the quality factor. Q is equal to XL by R, that is inductance reactance, or XC by R, that is capacitive reactance by R. This is the formula of a quality factor. So that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Please share and subscribe.